Welcome to a very special edition of our News Digest, coming to you on February 15th, 2026. Look, today is not just another day in tech. It really feels like one of those moments where the future just decided to arrive, all at once. We are tracking a series of absolutely seismic shifts that are fundamentally redefining the global power structure in artificial intelligence. Okay, let's dive right in.
You know, this quote from today's Press Digest just nails it. For years, the whole conversation has been about what AI can say or what it can create. But today, the story is all about what AI can do. We've officially moved on from generative AI to agentic AI. We've gone from AI as a tool to AI as an autonomous actor.
And this massive shift, it's already got a name, the Agentic Era. It's a time that's going to be defined by autonomous systems that can handle incredibly complex tasks, restructure entire economies, and, dramatically shift the balance of geopolitical power. What we're covering today are the first powerful tremors of this brand new age.
So let's get to our first huge story. This morning, a breakthrough out of China completely redrew the global tech map, signaling the rise of a new and completely self-reliant AI superpower.
The announcement from Zhipu AI is, to put it mildly, a direct challenge to Silicon Valley's entire playbook. For years, the model was simple, right? Build your own closed-off models on Nvidia chips and then sell access through an API. Well, Zhipu just flipped the whole script. They built a world-class model on their own Chinese hardware, they made it open source for the entire world to use, and they've enabled anyone to host their own private intelligence. This is what's being called a sovereign stack, a completely self-reliant AI ecosystem.
And the scale of this thing is it's staggering. The new model, GLM-5, has 744 billion parameters. To put that in perspective for you, it is now, by far, the largest open-source language model in history.
This table really lays out the new competitive landscape. I mean, sure, OpenAI and Moonshot have their proprietary giants, but Zhipu's GLM-5 is achieving that top-tier, frontier-level performance without a single Western chip. The crucial takeaway here is that U.S. sanctions, which were designed to contain China's AI ambitions, may have actually, inadvertently, just accelerated the creation of an incredibly powerful and independent rival.
Our second headline takes us from the clean rooms of the lab straight to the battlefield. A report confirmed today that an AI model, one marketed specifically for its safety and its ethical principles, was used in a high-stakes kinetic military operation. And this forces us to ask a deeply uncomfortable question. Can an AI that's designed to be safe and constitutional, can it truly stay that way when it's also a weapon of war? Well, as of today, those lines have officially been blurred.
So, according to the Wall Street Journal, here's what went down. Anthropic's Claude model was deployed during a U.S. operation to capture Nicolás Maduro. And it wasn't just in the background. Accessed through Palantir, Claude was actively processing intelligence, analyzing communications, and helping with real-time tactical planning. This is the first time a so-called constitutional AI has ever been documented in an active raid. It's a huge taboo in AI ethics, and it's just been broken.
And look, this isn't happening in a vacuum. There is immense pressure. The Pentagon is effectively telling these AI labs that if they want any of those lucrative government contracts, their tech has to be available for the kill chain. It forces an impossible choice. Stick to your public safety promises or integrate your AI into modern warfare. Okay, next up, let's talk about the markets. Because the rise of agentic AI is sending absolute shockwaves through the multi-billion-dollar software industry, triggering what analysts are already calling the Claude crash.
And the catalyst for this crash? Well, Anthropic just closed a massive $30 billion funding round, pushing its valuation to an incredible $380 billion. And this explosion in value is being driven by the wild success of its agentic coding tool, Claude Code, which is now reportedly writing 4% of all public code on GitHub.
And the fallout is it's brutal. While Anthropic is soaring, these established software-as-a-service, or SaaS, giants are just plummeting. Atlassian, Intuit, Salesforce, they're all down significantly this year. And the reason is simple. Investors are betting that autonomous AI agents are going to simply replace the need for these expensive software subscriptions.
This quote from the CEO of Databricks really says it all. The old model of paying for a pre-built platform has been completely overturned. In an AI-first world, companies aren't going to buy software, they're going to deploy pure, adaptable intelligence that builds its own tools and its own workflows, right on the fly. Now, with all of this disruption, you knew the governments were going to step in, right? Our fourth headline covers the institutional response, as regulators in both the EU and the US start drawing battle lines to try and curb the power of big tech in this new agentic era. Over in Europe, the EU just took the very rare step of using emergency measures against Meta. They're trying to force the company to allow rival AI assistants onto WhatsApp. This shows that regulators now see messaging platforms as essential infrastructure for AI, and they're fighting hard to stop them from becoming these closed, walled gardens.
Meanwhile, back in the US, the FTC is turning up the heat on Microsoft. As you can see, they're digging into two key areas. First is the company using its dominance with Office 365 to unfairly push its own Azure and Copilot products. And second, was that whole OpenAI deal designed to kill off internal competition? It's a clear, two-pronged assault to try and prevent the entire AI stack from being monopolized.
Okay, for our final headline, let's pull back a bit and look at the bigger picture. Because beyond all the geopolitics and the market shocks, AI is becoming systemically integrated into every single facet of our lives, from science and business to just how we connect with each other. Let's just start with medicine. Google DeepMind startup Isomorphic Labs is getting some truly stunning results. Its AI can predict how drugs will bind to proteins with over 90% accuracy, and it's doing it hundreds of thousands of times faster than traditional methods. Their very first AI-designed drug is now entering clinical trials. This could literally revolutionize how we create new therapies.
And this isn't just about solving applied problems. This is the part that's truly mind-blowing. AI is now contributing to pure knowledge. A DeepMind agent has autonomously solved 4 open questions in mathematics and discovered novel solutions in physics that had human researchers totally stumped. It's a leap from just recognizing patterns to genuine, creative reasoning.
But, okay, let's ground ourselves with a quick reality check. A new report from Deloitte shows that despite all this incredible progress, only about 11% of organizations have AI agents in full production. A much, much bigger group, 42%, are still struggling just to figure out what their strategies should even be. This really highlights the huge gap between the hype and the reality of actually implementing this stuff. We even see this gap on the consumer front. Apple released iOS 26.3 today with some neat AI features like live translation. But the truly autonomous, totally revamped Siri has reportedly run into snags and it's been delayed. And this gets to what some are calling the reliability gap, right? We might forgive a chatbot for making a mistake, but we expect a personal assistant that's controlling our lives to be pretty much perfect.
So, as we close out this absolutely extraordinary day, the themes are becoming crystal clear. We're seeing a technological decoupling led by China, a fundamental economic shift away from software and towards autonomous agents, and a global scramble to both regulate and weaponize this powerful new form of intelligence.
We are living in an era of what some are calling high-frequency history, where change just happens at a dizzying, almost unbelievable pace. The decisions being made today by humans and by their autonomous systems are going to define the next century. The only question that's left is, are any of us prepared for what comes next?